It's time for the passion. It's time for the real. It's time for the truth. Jimmy Garoppolo, he ain't getting the love that he should. Niners 2-2, scariest team in ball. And we remember that 57-yard catch and run by Deebo Samuel. Well, people say it should have been intercepted. Well, by that logic, David Tyree's catch in the Super Bowl, well, that should have been dropped. By that logic, Julian Edelman's catch in that overcoming the 28-3 deficit, well, that should have been dropped as well. See, if you want to talk about shoulda, woulda, couldas, well, let's talk about what has happened. Since Jimmy Garoppolo came into the league, 2 championship appearances. The only guys with more, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. Since Jimmy G joined the 49ers, 4 playoff wins. The only guys with more, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. Stop telling me about what Jimmy Garoppolo should have done, what he could have done, what he would have done. Let's just talk about what Jimmy Garoppolo is doing, and he is winning every time he takes the field. Jimmy Garoppolo does not get enough respect, but I will respect you if nobody else does. I'm headed back to the desk before I lose my voice talking about Jimmy G. You know I'll be defending my guy, Jimmy. I don't even know who I'm going to first. Shady, you closest to me, so you're going to have to talk. Does Jimmy G get enough respect?
I think Jimmy G gets too much respect. I truly do. Like, he's not doing nothing that Cooper Russell would do if he played for the Niners.
Do that.
No, seriously, though. Like, quarterbacks, they
doesn't feel good, does it?
No,
Doesn't feel good, does it?
Quarterbacks, they get recognized for their wins and losses.
Yes, they do, sir.
No matter how great the defense is,
Sure.
no matter how bad you play.
No, sir.
People love Jimmy G, right? The Niner fans, they were so mad when they found out that he was going to be on the bench and that Trey Lance was going to be the starter. I got a whole bunch of Niner fans, right? Frank Gore is one of my dogs. He was so mad. I can't believe they doing that. So this is my thing. Like, now he wins games. I give him that.
of them.
Now he's not the reason why they win games. He does the bare minimum.
No, he does not.
He does the bare minimum
does
for
not.
them to win them games. And my thing is, I think he gets too much respect. He gets too much respect.
Joy?
Jimmy G gets exactly the amount of respect he deserves. He is a winning quarterback. He's very handsome. He has commercials, you know.
Okay.
He's smiling at all of us. I mean, that's not a big reveal,
Okay,
right?
no.
I think we all agree he was handsome.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
We can safely say that.
guy.
I think we can. You know Jimmy G is handsome.
Whoa.
He's a 34-15 career record as a starter, 4-2 postseason record. Jimmy does exactly what's asked of him, except for when he, throws ball with his eyes closed.
So let's see.
I'm saying, I don't understand Jimmy G. Jimmy G is an enigma to me because I would stick with Jimmy G. I would not have I wouldn't have drafted Trey Lance. He was just in an NFC Championship game. Like, he wins in the postseason.
He be winning.
He'd be winning.
You can win with him.
But he also be losing.
Not
and
a lot, though. Not a lot. He'll be losing.
And he also be getting injured, like, all the time.
He be getting injured.
So to me, Jimmy G is, he's like a flashier Matt Ryan. Like, what did Matt Ryan do when he had Kyle Shanahan? MVP, went to the Super Bowl, lost. What's the difference?
Is he even flashier, or is he just like a handsome guy?
He's a handsome guy.
He's a handsome
That's
guy.
what I
Stop.
I didn't wanna say
No. Here's what we're going to do.
okay.
Because here's what I hate when we do in this misogynistic society that we live in. We undermine people by talking about their qualities exterior. That's what we do, right? If you have an incredibly intelligent individual, we only want to talk about how good they look and not talk about their intelligence. Let's talk about Jimmy G's talent, Dave Helman.
Okay,
Because
hold
Jimmy
on.
G's
Hold
talent.
on.
got something to say.
I would agree, but he did do a commercial talking about how handsome he was.
He said he did?
He did do the Subway commercial.
I didn't.
They talked about how handsome he was.
I'm glad Acho used the word undermine, because like you're coming at the three of us and America, whoever you're mad at for not respecting Jimmy G, take it to the San Francisco 49ers, man.
Please.
Go take it to the team that almost won a Super Bowl and was like, we got to get this guy out of here, man. We got to trade up to draft somebody else to play quarterback for this team that we have sniffed a championship with. Like, they got really close. And that is what I think of Jimmy G. I think he is the boilerplate baseline for what a franchise quarterback can be. Like, you should, if you have,
That's not a good point.
if you have Jimmy G, you should pay him. Jimmy G can get you to the cusp of a Super Bowl, and honestly, even though
And win it.
No, he can't win it.
I agree with you, Acho. He can win you a Super Bowl, because if you keep getting yourself to the game, you're not always going to have to play Patrick Mahomes.
Thank you, sir.
You can
Just
win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G.
Talking.
He's still not like, you do not put him in that class of guys like Josh Allen, like Patrick Mahomes.
No, don't
like
even
Aaron
waste your time.
Rodgers.
We know this.
But
Come
here's
on,
what you do. In America, this is a pivotal mistake that I believe so many of us are making. LeSean McCoy, Dave Helman, and maybe Joy Taylor. I'm not entirely sure yet. This is the pivotal mistake that people are making. Jimmy G functions within the offense as good as any quarterback functions within their offense in the National Football League. What do I mean by that? Jimmy G does what he is asked to do just as well, if not better, than any quarterback does what they're asked to do. Dave Helman, here's what I don't do. I don't watch a comedian in a drama and get mad at the comedian that they didn't make me laugh. That wasn't their role. The writer didn't write comedy into that script. The writer wrote drama into that script. So I'm not going to get mad at Jimmy G for not throwing the ball deep. The Niners don't even have go ball receivers. They have running backs at wide receiver, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. The Niners don't even have fade wide receivers unless you want to talk about number 15, Jennings. So how am I going to condemn Jimmy G for something he is not even asked to do? That's what I won't do.
And I'm disappointed in you because, like, I love to watch quarterbacks win games, right? That we look at that.
Yes, sir.
But it's not other things to look at your eyeball test.
Yes, sir.
When we watch him play, you don't think like this. For example, I love to tell this story. When I was with the Chiefs, when I got my ring, thanks Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. Tyrann Mathieu said this. Listen, guys, we have the game plan, right? Offense game plan was do whatever. On defense, which I'm never in the defensive room, so I wouldn't know. As they're breaking everything down in the team meeting, he said, listen, guys, him and Andy Reid, we got to make Jimmy G throw the ball on third down. So for this great quarterback that you want to pump up, we want him to throw the ball. Now, why do you want the quarterback to throw the ball?
Did they say that when y'all play?
That's what they say.
No, they say that when y'all play like Josh Allen, though? Like when Josh Allen...
Oh, yeah, right. We don't want Josh to throw the ball.
Of course not. Go ahead. Finish,
so my thing is, finish. If you're the quarterback and we want you to throw the ball, third down, we know we'll get picks. So for you to say how great this dude is, which he's really not great, I think he's the most safe quarterback you can get on any team. You build around him to get a better defense, get some playmakers around him, get a guy like Deebo, throw him a 2-yard pass. He breaks 4 tackles like he did the other night against the Rams and goes at 50 yards. It's safe. That's safe offense.
Here's what I hate, Shady and Joy.
Throw the ball on third and 9, please.
You have revisionist history. I hate the dude who gets not lucky, but the dude who knocks somebody out even though they was in a tussle, and then they act like they was ahead the whole time. You all were trailing 20-10 going into the fourth quarter. That same Jimmy G, who you were begging to throw the ball, please, Jimmy, had y'all up against the ropes. Y'all just happen to be able to rope a dope like Ali, but don't act like he didn't have y'all up against the ropes.
Joy, to get to the Super Bowl, right? Do you know Jimmy G's numbers? Did he have any touchdown passes?
He threw like 20 passes that whole
He threw 20 passes the whole playoff. Something like that, some crazy number. He wasn't throwing the ball away. He wasn't going no touchdowns. Yo, when they beat the Packers, they ran the ball for like 230-some yards. He had no passing touchdowns.
Yeah, they did not score about.
Listen, man. Listen. You could put a fullback there. You could put Kittle at quarterback.
I agree with you, but this is why I'm confused as to the level of respect that he's supposed to get. Why are you getting praise for doing what's asked of you? What we praise quarterbacks is doing what's not asked of them. We just talked about Russell Wilson and why we don't see the spectacular. Jimmy hasn't had a whole lot of spectacular. What he has is done what's been asked of him. And that's why I bring up Matt Ryan. We don't think of Matt Ryan as a guy that doesn't get enough respect. We think of Matt Ryan as a guy who's had plenty of nice years in the NFL. He's had a nice NFL career. And what was his best year in the NFL? They went to a Super Bowl and he won an MVP. Yeah. With who? Kyle Shanahan, who's putting Jimmy G in the same situation. Yes, you get credit for doing what's asked of you, for not remixing when nobody asked for that. But I can't give you more credit than that. And again, to Dave's point, this is where I've always been with Jimmy G, because I would have kept Jimmy G. But the Niners told us they didn't want Jimmy G. He sat there and gave the speech. I love you guys. Thank you for the moments and the memories. And now he's back here because Trey Lance was hurt. But the Niners are the ones telling us. What did you say earlier about actions? What was the
Your actions speak so loud. I can't hear what you're telling me.
I can't hear what Kyle Shanahan is telling me because his actions said Jimmy G is not that guy.
Well, Jimmy, if your performance continues to tell us that you are that guy, I'm not going to have to listen to no nonsense from nobody else, particularly LeSean Shady McCoy.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.